Hello everyone, and welcome to day number 9 of your daily Chafetz Chaim. Today we continue with the Chafetz Chaim's introduction to the laws of Lashon Hara. He says, because of the great evil that can come from this terrible trait of speaking negatively about others, Lashon Hara and Rechilas, the Torah specifies a prohibition for it. And this is unique amongst all other negative character traits that a person can have, such as anger, stubbornness, making light of matters that are important. All of these do not have a specific prohibition in the Torah, although they are terrible and they ruin a person's personality. Nevertheless, Lashon Hara seems to be in a category of its own because the Torah gave it a specific prohibition as one of the 613 commandments. In addition, says the Chafetz Chaim, it seems obvious to me that another reason the Torah gave a specific prohibition for this trait of speaking negatively about others is because if you think about it very carefully, you will find that almost all of the prohibitions between man and his fellow man, and many of the prohibitions between man and God, are all products of Lashon Hara, and they are all somewhat connected to this terrible trait of Lashon Hara. And therefore the Torah gave us a specific prohibition of L'selech rachel ba'amecha, do not be a gossip monger among your nation, meaning to say that Lashon Hara and Rechilas, any kind of speaking negatively about others, is prohibited as it leads to so many other problems as well. And the Chafetz Chaim says that hopefully through this, through our learning this together, we will be able to weaken the power that the Yetzer Hara has. The evil inclination's ability to convince us to say bad things will hopefully be weakened because we recognize how greatly terrible this sin and this characteristic that we have really is. And therefore, the Chafetz Chaim says that when he begins, he will talk about the very basics of what Lashon Hara and Rechilas are. Lashon Hara is speaking negatively about someone else. Rechilas is telling someone about something negative that someone else said about them. And these are true, even for something that is true. Even if the information is accurate, it is still Lashon Hara or Rechilas according to all opinions. And then he continues to say that these are also true both of whether the person is standing in front of you while this is being said or the person is not present while it's being said. Either way, the halacha remains. In addition, there is also no difference between the one saying Lashon Hara and the one who accepts it. Someone who hears it and believes it is also violating this prohibition just as much as the person who is saying it. Now those are the basic rules. All of the details and the scenarios and everything will be explained throughout the course of this work, but those are the rules. Everything else will be, the details of that will be explained as we continue. And we ask Hashem to help us through all of these, that we should come out with a clarity and be able to save ourselves from this terrible sin of Lashon Hara and Rechilas.